cool. It's 53 currently in Fredericksburg. And what I am watching is southerly winds pulling in Gulf of Mexico moisture, plus some cloud cover rolling in from the Pacific. And the net result could be by morning patchy fog here and there as the muggier air rolls in. So currently we're watching as the dew points are on the rise. By this weekend, we'll be right there in the muggy range. As for fog, I think the majority will probably develop toward around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then on toward daybreak. We could see some pockets of 1 to 2 mile visibility, maybe some locally dense locations, and then everything after about 8 o'clock dissipates pretty quickly. That said, we may still have some patchy drizzle here and there through around lunchtime in some spots. Then the muggier air continues moving in. We could see some drizzle Saturday and Sunday mornings as well before the cold front rolls through, bringing us the drier, less humid and cooler air. Temperatures by the weekend may only top out, by next week I should say, may only top out in the 60s. We'll already be 69 degrees by lunchtime tomorrow, on our way to a high temperature of 77. So hour by hour forecast. A little dreary and murky to start off the day with patchy drizzle not out of the question. You'll measure it in hundredths of an inch, if at all. Afternoon sun breaks, temps soar into the 70s. We do it all over again Saturday morning with patches of rain here and there. Developing sunshine, high temperature up to 82. The heat peaks on Sunday with a high of 83 degrees. In comes the cold front, dropping temperatures down into the 60s. And I'd say Tuesday and Wednesday on the cool side, potential for an even stronger cold front 1 week from tomorrow. All is quiet right now, but by morning, patchy fog, potentially on the dense side, will be with us. Also can't rule out a little bit of mist and maybe some drizzle to start off your Friday morning on a mild note. This weekend, the heat will peak. Today, we hit 80. We take a little step back tomorrow to the upper 70s and then move right back into the 80s for the upcoming weekend. It's going to be humid. Our next cold front coming Sunday night into Monday morning, I'll be honest with you, it's probably not going to bring much rain, but given that the drought is expanding through the hill country, we'll take what we can get. More than likely, a tenth of an inch or less, maybe an outside chance at a quarter of an inch if you are lucky. Currently outside, it's mild, 67 degrees on the heels of today's 80 earlier. Even the cool spots right now, not all that cool. It's 53 currently in Fredericksburg. And what I am watching is southerly winds pulling in Gulf of Mexico moisture, plus some cloud cover rolling in from the Pacific. And the net result could be by morning patchy fog here and there as the muggier air rolls in. So currently, we're watching as the dew points are on the rise. By this weekend, we'll be right there in the muggy range. As for fog, I think the majority will probably develop toward around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then on toward daybreak. We could see some pockets of 1 to 2 mile visibility, maybe some locally dense locations. And then everything after about 8 o'clock dissipates pretty quickly. That said, we may still have some patchy drizzle here and there through around lunchtime in some spots. Then the muggier air continues moving in. We could see some drizzle Saturday and Sunday mornings as well before the cold front rolls through, bringing us the drier, less humid and cooler air.
Hello, how's it going today, you guys? I know it's a little bit late. I got sidetracked. I was doing other things, but then I was looking at the clock and realizing how close we were to 1 a.m. I thought, you know what? I should probably go ahead and do the chat. A couple of dogs over here. Ewok, I'm going to pull you up here. Oh my goodness, he's such a big boy. So we got Ewok here, and then Skipper's down on the floor, and I am pleased to say that the Central Texas SPCA surpassed their goal for fundraising with the Amplify Austin 24 hours of giving. I believe over $12 million across all of the charities that were participating in Amplify Austin. And the Central Texas SPCA, which is where we adopted the boys from, had a goal of 25,000 and they surpassed it. So just amazing. If you happen to have donated to a charity, they are so very appreciative. Mac, what's going on? Sally says, hey, hey. And Charles says, hello to the boys. So we're going to make this short and sweet, only because I have to wrap it up by 1 in the morning. Temperature-wise, we hit 80 for Thursday. As we look ahead to Friday, backing off just a little bit on temperatures, just because I think we're going to see some clouds, some fog, maybe a little bit of drizzle in the morning. Both Saturday and Sunday, we'll fight through murky weather in the morning with a stray shower or two, but then warm into the 80s by afternoon. Then comes our cold front, pushing through late Sunday into early Monday. Honestly, doesn't look all that exciting. Showers, maybe a stray storm, at most a quarter of an inch of rain, probably a tenth of an inch or less. Any of those rain showers move out pretty quickly on Monday. And then we've got a coolish stretch of weather with highs only in the 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, lows around 40 in Austin. Outlying spots could be even cooler. And not shown on this map, but coming attractions for you. I'm actually expecting that there will be a stronger cold front that pushes through on Friday the 11th. Let me go ahead and draw that on here. Friday the 11th, the stronger cold front, and there are indications behind it that on Saturday the 12th, it's possible we might see freezing temperatures, maybe just above in Austin, but freezing elsewhere. So don't plant yet. Not quite yet. All right, as you can see, lots of clouds on radar and, well, lots of clouds on satellite. No rain on radar just yet. Temperatures mild in the 60s at this hour, and we're, of course, waiting to see if there is any fog that will develop. High temperature at Camp Mabry, 80 degrees. It was 78 at the airport. No records, but still certainly warm for this time of year. And unfortunately, even though the spring allergens are in here, we're also dealing with, residual cedar, which went all the way up into the high range. We had elm at moderate, grass and mold both in the low range. So cedar should be ending sometime soon. It just hasn't yet. Muggy air, by the way, is on the rise. It will be continuing to move in here. So just keep in mind the uncomfortable humidity will peak this weekend, and then drier, less humid air is going to be moving in for the start of the week. So fog when you wake up in the morning, clouds too, warm all the way through the weekend, a little bit of rain possible early on Monday. Outside right now, no appreciable fog just yet. Some patchy clouds, and that's pretty much it. Temperature 62 degrees as of 12:55 in the a.m. Hey, in less than 5 hours, or just over 5 hours, the Cowboy Breakfast is going to be out at the Long Center. Rodeo Austin hosting this event. 58 degrees the temperature with clouds, fog, and maybe a touch of some patchy drizzle. I showed you temperatures earlier with the cloud cover. You can definitely see, yes. Robert says storms with lots of exclamation points. 55 in Llano, 57 in Pflugerville, 60 in LaGrange. Everyone has that light southeasterly wind. So a couple of things I'm watching. Area of high pressure, which is out just a little farther to the east now. Winds around it clockwise, which is pulling in some Gulf moisture for us. Also, this disturbance, a little trough of low pressure, bringing some showers out into portions of New Mexico. And we also have a little bit of a Pacific plume of moisture that's bringing in some clouds from Mexico and into central Texas. So the humidity is on. Just a couple of hours ago, our dew points were in the 40s. Now our dew point, which is kind of a measure of moisture, how much humidity is in the air, our dew point is up to 56. So we are creeping up there as the drier weather is getting pushed out and the more humid air is coming in. So far, no fog. You can see that visibility is just barely even affected. 9.8 miles in Rosanke. So no fog, not yet. Here's a look at a future visibility tracker as we head toward your Friday morning. Could be some pockets of fog here or there, low clouds, a little bit of mist or maybe some drizzle as well. There could be some spots, very local spots that might see dense fog as well. Everything should start to improve shortly after sunrise, and then by mid-morning we're back out of the fog and just dealing with the cloud cover. Thomas, thanks for checking in. Good early morning to you, right? And then we talked about the muggy air. The muggy meter peaks on Sunday, drops on Monday as the drier air comes in. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast for your Friday. In the morning, 50s, clouds, maybe some drizzle in the afternoon, sun breaks, and 70s. Afternoon high of 77 degrees. So let's go hour by hour for you. And as you can see, yes, there may be a spritz, a sprinkle, a little bit of drizzle, but nothing substantial expected. You'll measure it in hundredths of an inch, if that. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, some breaks in the overcast and temperatures well into the 70s. Fast forward to Saturday, and yet again, could see a little bit of mist and or drizzle or a streamer shower here or there. Temperatures starting out in the 60s. I believe that we have potential to make it into the 80s by afternoon. Worth noting, this particular computer model is not quite as warm as I am for Saturday's forecast. As far as rainfall potential, this is through Saturday night, maybe 5/100ths of an inch, not much. It's mainly just going to be really light drizzle here and there. Robert says, not yet, of course, but at least in the forecast. I hear you. So here we go. Next 5 days. Easy to see when the change takes place. Sunday and on into Monday. And as we talk about storms, I do not expect much here in Central Texas, but Northeast Texas on Sunday night could see a few stronger storms, Northeast Texas into Arkansas. Drought monitor came out on Thursday, and with it, unfortunately, areas along Highway 281 in the Hill Country have regressed. The severe drought taking over, becoming ever more present, unfortunately. So we can use some rain. As I mentioned, don't get your hopes up for much. Computer model on the left giving us a tenth of an inch or so. And computer model on the right giving us a quarter inch or so. Either way, not really what we should get, which is ideally we should try to get about an inch a week in order to stave off drought conditions. All right, let's check that next weather maker. On Sunday morning, spotty showers possible, waiting for the cold front. On Sunday afternoon, you can see a decent amount of rain up in North Texas. For us, just some spotty showers possible. And then the front itself rolls through early on Monday. Best chance of storms of note will be up here through Northeast Texas, Oklahoma, and into Arkansas. For us, a quick passing shower or storm with the front rolling through, boom, just like that, and that's it. That's all the rain that we get. All done. Some residual cloud cover may wait in the wings on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday and Thursday we see sunshine develop yet again. Okay, now here's where things get really interesting. A stronger cold front coming through early on Friday, and behind it, perhaps another burst of substantially colder air. So Friday, I get your temperature around 62 degrees for a high, but by Saturday morning, let me back it up just a little bit. By Saturday morning, you see all that blue on the map? That blue is where we could see freezing temperatures. So for now, I've got Austin at 35 degrees for Saturday morning's low. This is March 12th. But most outlying areas could see a freeze. Again, all the more reason to not plant just yet. Just hold on for one more week. And actually, into spring break week, we do have a cooler than normal trend. So it may be cool, but winter weather fans, it also looks like it will be dry. So at this point, I'm not overly concerned about any of that white stuff entering the picture, but I do think it could be unseasonably cool. Floor, how you doing? I can always count on you being up late. I'm glad you made it. Cassie says, what about the high on Saturday, March 12th? So on Saturday, the high temperature right now, I think will be in the 60s, but that's highly contingent on how quickly temperatures rebound after a very cold start to the day. So don't hold me to it. I'm still kind of looking at computer model data, which possibly could be a little bit colder. But I know, yeah, it's getting into springtime when people expect it to be warmer, and it may be kind of a chilly spring break and kickoff to spring break week. All right, we're back around to the forecast, and since it is officially past 1 a.m., all the descriptions are pushed off a day, but you still get the idea, right? It's going to be warm through the weekend and then colder as we get into next week, but nothing like what we've seen a week ago. Remember, it was just a week ago when we had ice and highs in the 30s. How quickly we forget. All right, you can check in at cbsaustin.com for the latest weather updates anytime. And as always, thank you guys for joining in late night YouTuber.